Yo, Flurfs, what's up? It's good to see you all. Thank you all for coming. I'm glad you could make it. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. We do have the Hammer, Dislord, and PJ Cruikshank in the Elements. How you guys doing?
Oh, good. Oh, good. And
Hello. Doing fine.
And we do have whiners already in chat about what you're doing tonight.
Ah, poor guys. But aren't we used to that by now?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Well, that's kind of his point. That's kind of the whiner's point as well, isn't it? He says, "Hi, y'all. Just wondering why you've picked this particular video because it's the usual globe stuff, and you're going to counter it with all the usual flat stuff. So why bother? So why bother coming here then?"
But I haven't watched it yet. I just thought it's a very interesting claim the guys made. So it's 58 minutes long. So there has to be something of substance there. You know what I mean? And he claims to be a teacher. So we'll see what it brings up.
Did you spot the spelling mistake on your T-shirt?
Let's see. I'm the husband of a South African woman. Nothing scares me. No, I don't see any spelling mistake there. Anybody else see it?
You put woman instead of woman. You put woman as in
I bought this shit. I didn't
oh, right, okay.
Woman.
All right, okay.
Oh, sorry guys. Okay, so Bachila. No. So what are you guys thoughts on the flat Earth is trying, the anti-flat Earth is trying so hard to debunk the flat Earth?
They always do try so hard, don't they? And they always come into the same kind of rut every time, the same obstacles every time. And then, like you say, it's always. Well, I like to say hand waving. I don't like the nutter all the time because everybody's copying it. I just like to say the hand wave it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, guys, I'm married to one wife. Just to let you know. So yeah, it's a spelling mistake then. At least it wasn't me.
Yeah, no, I was thinking I think you wouldn't do
it was
that.
all your fault.
Is the sound okay tonight, guys? I tried my best to get all the settings right like I wanted to again and getting it working, and yeah, but it looks, to me it sounded fine. Yeah, Moomin, I think fine. One wife is enough.
Yeah, Flats has turned into Gone Old Testament.
Gone Old Testament. I don't know how they survive with so much wives, to be honest.
I know. I mean, especially Solomon. I mean, how many concubines? Cool. 300 wives and 1,000 concubines or something.
That's crazy.
I guess they have a boss wife that controls the other wives, So there's not much work to do.
Their sister
wife number one, she puts the other ones in their place.
Yeah. Andy, you've got to remember, English is not his first language. So if you just read that, it sounds okay. It does sound okay. Do you know what I mean? If you read it out, it just sounds right.
Honestly, I didn't see it as woman. I just read woman.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, you guys ready to start the show with this guy? His name is Sandre the teacher. He's got 1.71 subscribers, so he's got quite. I saw Mr. Cheswick even talk to him, so that's quite interesting.
Truth of a conversation, Flatzoid, can you do a stream explaining how celestial navigation is required for making maps? I'd really appreciate it.
Can you do a stream explaining how celestial navigation is required for making maps? Did I say that?
Well, no. I never heard you.
No, I never said you require celestial navigation to make a map. Although the ancients used their knowledge on celestial navigation to create their maps, yeah.
I thought they used hot air balloons.
But yeah, today maps are made using cartography, guys.
Well, Andy, no. Well, I'm Scottish. I'd say woman or women. So it's different for me. To me, they do sound the same, but I know the spelling. Do you know what I mean? So to me, it sounds the same, but I know the spelling. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. So you guys ready to start? Because it's 52 minutes long, this guy's thing. Wow. Okay.
Holy moly.
Yeah. like his intro.
Hello YouTube, Sandre here. Yes, I am making a video.
Sandra. Isn't that a woman's name though?
Yeah,
I
it
think
usually is.
I don't know if I might have to. You know what? I think I'm gonna download it because it seems to be YouTube down.
Sandre here. Yes, I am making a video.
Why does it sound like he's in the toilet though?
maybe he was in the bathroom.
Vra mama's help ek spesiaal om te stream hier, Okay. Let's see if I can download it. Some errors have occurred. Why? Someone's
What is
very
it that
loud.
sounds like a train station?
Andy, chill out about the t-shirt. It's not a big deal, dude.
Someone's very loud.
About how someone says woman sees woman.
But you see, that's the problem with these guys. Let me concentrate on one thing, you know. A spelling mistake that I never made.
Woman. It's the same. Woman. That's how I'd say it. Woman.
Or maybe it's said that way on purpose, guys.
But where I'm from in Scotland, I say women. So they both sound the same.
Think about it. They're saying all women in South Africa. You understand? So yeah. But now I'm only married. I'm only married to one, by the way, guys. Okay. Hey, Spuddy, good to see you, man. Okay, just waiting for it to download quickly. Sorry, guys. At least the power's not going at 11 o'clock off, so we don't have to rush till 11 o'clock to say, oh, you know, the usual stuff. Hey, Gary, what's up? I watched McToon's latest video today, trying to say how Mr. Beast debunked Flat Earth because he went to Antarctica, and I was laughing.
Really?
It's not even worth a response. That's how useless it is.
Yeah.
Oh, you're finally realizing that, huh?
His argument is he debunks the flat Earth because the sun never set while they were there. Idiot.
Appeal to Mr. Beast fans.
Yes, stupid.
Even if they were only there for a couple of hours.
They were there 50 hours, yeah, but still.
That is something.
Yeah. They don't get the difference between sunlight and daylight, do they?
No.
You can't grab the concept.
Maybe the real question is, what is light?
What is light?
They don't even get the difference between sunlight and moonlight. They think it's the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bloody reflection. The moonlight's a reflection.
Exactly. Okay. That's it. Now it should work.
I hear it.
That was very loud.
Hello YouTube, Sandre here. Yes, I am making a video finally after God, I don't know how long. It's been a while. My life's been a real roller coaster for a while now. Many things have happened, and I've had to deal with a lot of stuff. Most of it is good, by the way, so you don't need to be worried about that. But still, it's been a lot that I've had to deal with. But anyway, this video right here, I'm making this because...
Question, should I also go do this in the toilet? Maybe it'll make me sound more dramatic.
In a hotel bathroom as well.
Yeah, it's just stand in the shower a bit, have some echo to it.
Did you say what dot says? I don't know what comment he's on about.
It sounds like his speed of talking is all. Even if you put it up in speed, it would actually just sound more normal.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's kind of slow with it. With it, not with it.
He sounds very soothing, very relaxed.
Andy reckon it sounds like God.
He's not in a hurry, at least.
You would know if it was God, dude. You would be cowering.
I've had a bunch of half-finished videos on my, hard drive. And some of these are videos where I debunk flat earthers. And so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to take the time and just finish these videos. But since it's been so long since I've uploaded...
Sorry?
It's just been so long.
It's just been so long, yeah. I mean, I just debunk Flat Earth casually. You know? I casually debunk Flat Earth while I have on screen. I get more intoxicated as the video goes on.
Stupid Flat Earther came along and told me I was wrong, so now I must finish these videos.
That's good.
I must show these idiots what's wrong with them.
That's good advice by Cygnus. Yeah, I would say send Flats a message or something because we don't know question you're on about. If it's last live,
I'm sorry, but isn't the topic tonight this guy debunking Flat Earth?
Yeah,
What's dot got comment got to do with this?
Exactly. Especially from another live stream.
Yeah. Okay.
This guy sounds like me, bro. I've got a bunch of like $6 million successful businesses that are half done. I just got to get back to them, man.
Yeah, you gotta get on that, bro.
It's hammer time. Come on.
Uploaded anything, I'm going to just mash all of these videos into one big video. So here you go. I'll see how long this entire video will end up being, but this is 4 flat Earth videos that I'm debunking, and I'm starting with the first one.
Nice.
Long before the theory of gravity
Eric Debay, guys. This should be interesting.
was a glimmer in Isaac Newton's imagination, the natural physics of density and buoyancy already perfectly explained why apples fall down. Quite simply, objects fall or rise based on their relative density to the medium surrounding them. Apples fall because they are denser than the air, while helium balloons rise because they are lighter. No gravity necessary. This is why raindrops fall down through the air, and air bubbles rise up through water. Everything seeks its relative density and rises or falls until settling accordingly.
All right, so the problem here is density doesn't make any sense without gravity.
Oh, God.
So this is one of those again, nuh-uh. You don't need gravity for buoyancy. Archimedes' principle...
Why do you need to make sense of it?
Yeah, Archimedes' principle was made 1,900 years before gravity was even postulated as a thing. Okay? You don't require gravity for Archimedes' principle. Even though they put it in the equations these days, doesn't make it gravity. Hey, Seeking Star Water, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. Yeah, Dot wants my my attention, but like I said, tonight we are busy talking about this guy and his debunk. I really, frankly, don't give a damn about Dot and his comment, whatever it's supposed to be. We'll see how it looks later on, how we feel. Okay, Dot. Okay. Anyway, so gravity is not required for buoyancy. Okay, things are denser, they go down. Things less denser go up. This is relative disequilibrium. It's as simple as that. This is based on natural tendencies, natural law. If things are heavier, it goes down. If it's less heavier, it goes up. It's all got to do with the displacement between the two ratios. It has absolutely sweet bugger all to do with gravity. You can place gravity in there all you want and say gravity causes that, but you don't even know what gravity is. Gravity's not a force anyway, so it can't cause anything. So it's really sad. Hey, Sovereign. Yeah, but I mean, that's the problem these guys have. They just want to assert their belief system on there. So therefore, oh, I believe gravity. So because I believe gravity, it has to work with gravity. No, it doesn't, you numbskull. Your belief wants it to work with gravity. Reality requires no gravity.
Okay, or rather, why things float or sink doesn't make any sense without gravity, okay? Because gravity provides the vector. Okay, and if you don't know what a vector is, I mean, if you don't even know that much, I mean, you obviously don't know anything about physics at that point, let me just tell you. But basically, the way we calculate density is that we take the mass of the object, okay?
Okay, what's mass? Has a globe yet defined mass for anybody yet?
I've never heard one.
No, they still haven't defined mass.
Yes, mass is something that they created in order to theorize about theoretical other gravitational situations, theoretically calculating with theories.
Exactly. Yeah, the mass is just there to give a, how can I put it, a way for them to explain why they need large attraction. Hey, Rachie, thank you for coming.
Rachie's here.
And we divide that with the volume of the object, okay? And so...
Great, so mass and volume, what does that mean? Density? Oh, boy. What's mass over volume, guys? Density, not gravity. You see, this is the thing. The globers love to hijack things in reality, like density or perspective or whatever, and call it earth curve or gravité, because they have a belief system of a force needing to pull it down. Without realizing, no, dude, there's no force to pull it down. You don't have a force. Gravity has not been a force for 108 years already. Where you guys work on the fourth mathematical dimension of pseudo-Riemannian force space, with relative density disequilibrium, we'll work on the really is level. The three dimensions we actually live in. It's very simple. If something is not able to be supported by the surrounding medium, it is in disequilibrium. It will seek equilibrium, and therefore it will fall or sink. Very simple stuff. If it's able to be supported and is less dense because of the displacement, the force attributed onto it is greater than what it displaces, therefore pushes it up. Get it? RDD in a nutshell.
Usually, in physics at least, we use kilograms as the international unit for mass, and we use meters cubed as the standard unit for volume. So
yeah, volume. Congratulations. Mass in volume is density.
Bingo.
Just because they give a unit of weight, just because they give a unit of weight like kilograms or pounds, whatever, doesn't make it gravity. It's a unit of measure. I mean, I can call it 20 zingdongs.
Tension on a spring.
Yeah, I can call it 20.
You can call it.
Yeah, but think about it. Think about it. You can claim 1 kilogram is 20 zingdongs. Does that now change that it's a unit? No, it's still just a unit of measure. It doesn't make gravity real.
One rum and coke later.
Yeah, apparently he's going to get himself drunk by the end of it, which is not really clever if you're.
Well, you got to be drunk.
Which is not really clever if you're supposed to be a tutor. You know what I mean?
usually density.
Sorry?
Did you say a tuma?
A tuma?
No, tuta.
A tuta. Hey, what? Yeah, exactly, Glotard. Kilogram is not a unit of weight, it's a unit of mass. But that's what I say. Unit of measure. So they're trying to take a unit of measure and, how can I put, false equivocate it to their belief system of gravity. They want to claim it's gravity that gives weight.
I guess he's drinking because he wants to get in the spirit of his beliefs.
Maybe.
Or get in the spirits with his beliefs.
Maybe the cognitive pain is just too much. That's why he needs to drink.
He is measured in the amount of kilograms per cubic meters, okay? So liquid water at 20 degrees Celsius is about 997 kilograms per cubic meters, I think. So almost a metric ton, okay?
Hey, Carl, good to see you, mate.
Now, the thing is, though, in order for things to either float or to sink, there needs to be a vector.
No, really? There needs to be a vector. Last time I checked, if something sinks, it has
Those
a
chevrons
vector.
are a pain in the...
Sorry?
I said those damn chevrons are a pain in the butt.
He's teaching now.
Yeah, but I mean, no shit, Sherlock. Obviously, it's got a vector. It's accelerating in a direction. What? Oh, man.
Okay? Like, if we look at this from a classical mechanical perspective, okay, so we use Newtonian mechanics here.
Here we go.
So
look
let's say
at
that you have a beach ball, okay? And let's say that you're, swimming in the ocean. And let's say that, you bring the beach ball down into the ocean water and then you let it go. And then obviously it's going to float up and then it's, going to go upwards and it's going to float at the surface of the water, right? And the buoyancy force is always going to counteract another force.
And then we want to know, why is there a buoyancy force if you only have one force, gravity, pushing it down, guys? If they have gravity pulling down...
Because gravity's magical. It knows.
But I mean, think about it. If they have this beloved magical gravity pulling it down, why would you have a force acting in the opposite direction?
That's a good question. Sounds like equilibrium to me, but who knows?
Sort of like inertia, resistance. Yeah, really weird.
Just like when you drop something that doesn't float in water. I mean, let's take let's take an iron chain or something, like something really dense, okay? So you take this chain made out
of... Is that your... Oh, my word. Do yourself a favor. Go to the beach and swim out even a kilometer away from the shoreline. I can guarantee you that the sea level is the same from the shoreline till that kilometer, whatever you swam out on. And it's deeper a kilometer away than it was a half a kilometer away. The water...
Well, provided you went into the ocean and not to the beach.
Yeah, the water of the ocean did not go down with the floor because you wanted it to go down. That's just bullshit. You're talking about the basins that were mapped, The water itself doesn't change level with the basin floor. This is nonsense. What the hell?
It's moving because it's moving.
When you pour water into a cup, it becomes the cup.
Oh,
Be water, my friend.
made out of...
See, this is the problem with these people. They're just so gullible. They just believe anything people say.
iron, and you bring it down into the ocean water, and then you let it go, and obviously it's going to fall to the bottom of the ocean. Why does...
Because I can guarantee you, he watched that other... What's that woman? She made a video about this.
What if we took that same chain and put a balloon on the end of it? And then what would happen? Would it still sink?
Hey, Riff Raff, what's up, man? Good to see you. But yeah, I don't know. Dot, sorry to disappoint you, but water doesn't curve. Water seeks its own level when at rest. That's how water behaves.
To do that. Why? Okay? Now, you say that things seek their own density, okay, but what does that actually entail? Like, you guys never provide an actual physical mechanism to explain this.
That's false. We've been explaining many mechanisms. How many times do we have to explain it to these people? It's got to do with the displacement. The density ratio displacement is what keeps the thing either floating or sinking, seeking relative equilibrium. The reason it's able to accelerate is because it's out of its equilibrium. Get it? So if it is able to, I'm trying to think of the right word. Try and balance something, and what happens when it's out of balance? It will fall, correct?
Yeah.
Because it's not balanced. So it has unequal forces on it. That's exactly what happens between the two masses with the ratio of displacement between it and the medium. Why do you think when you guys put something in a vacuum, you remove the medium, the vacuum? Yeah, you're not moving mass. You're not creating gravity. You're removing the ratio, the displacement ratios. You're removing the medium that supports the object. No medium to support it. Where do you think it's going to go?
Really?
Yeah.
It's not hard stuff. This is not rocket science.
Because you can't, okay? It's that simple.
Rachie, your bathtub is curved. Water doesn't curve in a bathtub, my love. Sorry. Wow. Has anybody seen curved water in a bathtub?
No. It's
well, maybe along the edges.
Yeah, it's kind of dips up at the edges a little bit.
So water takes shape of its container?
Exactly.
Well done. Welcome to Flat Earth.
You know, water molecules stick together, so that would explain why there's a little rise on the edges.
Yeah, water's bonded. But when it comes to gas, it's a whole different ballpark as well. It's unbonded, homogeneous, bounces around in all directions. Also needs containment, by the way.
You simply cannot provide an actual physical mechanism to explain why when something floats, it always goes upwards, and why when something sinks, it always goes downwards, okay? Like, explain to me the orientation of the vectors.
The question is, do we really need to know that answer in order to figure it out, though? No.
Nope. Yeah.
Sickness is pretty...
Because the only...
I'm trying really hard.
Exactly, Glenn. It's just surface tension. That water touching your bath at the edges of the rims has surface tension.
The reason...
Again, Rachie, everything accelerates at the same rate, so therefore the net force is 0. Oh boy. What is so hard to understand, Rachie? I don't know how much more times we can explain this to her. I know it's hard to understand this. If something is out of equilibrium, one has a larger force attributed to it because it's out of equilibrium. It's unbalanced. If everything is going and falling at the same rate, it has the same amount of force attributed, aka 0 net force. This is Physics 101, Rachie. Luch, thank you very much for your $5, $15 super chat. Really appreciate it. I'd like to apologize for my deluded comment I made because it because it is mean. I wouldn't want to be called a retard because I have autism despite being it true. It's mean thing to say, so I am sorry. Dude, you are...
Huh?
You are always welcome, yeah, man. And don't say sorry. And thank you again for your super chat. Really appreciate it, mate.
Why would you be sorry about who you are naturally? I mean,
No, because people are calling him mean because they misunderstand sometimes when he says stuff. Because it comes out in a mean, derogatory manner kind of thing.
I get what he's on about. My son's autistic as well. I mean, I don't like the retarded word, but I do use it myself. You know, it's just something that comes out. It's not meant to be taken. You know what I mean? Personally, about what if there's any kind of condition or anything you got. You know what I mean? It's just something you say off the cuff to someone you think's silly. You know?
Yeah. Truth or comfort. Are elevation angles required in order to make maps? If you're doing surveying, yes.
That the buoyancy force, that its vector points upwards.
Rachie, if that bottle is falling with the substances inside it, they all accelerate at the same rate. Therefore, zero net force. We've tried to explain this to you many different times, especially when you were falling at deltard. Now that you are globetard, it's even worse for you. Not hard to understand.
When you drop the beach ball and it floats to the surface, the only reason that it points upwards is because it's directly counteracting another force pointing downwards. The force, which, by the way, is holding the ocean water.
Hey, thank you very much, LJ, for your $2 super chat. Really appreciate it, man. It's good to be back. Really enjoy seeing you here. Thank you for coming, man. And yeah, Sovereign Soul, exactly. Cartesian coordinates. And what does Cartesian mean, guys? It means it's flat, guys. Everything's based on Cartesian map systems. Cartesian is two-dimensional, by the way.
Water down on the ocean floor to begin with, as well as you when you're standing in at the bottom of the ocean dropping the beach ball. Okay, that force, it doesn't matter what you call that force. Okay, you can call it the Teletubby force.
Yeah, guys, go type in 1 if you can understand and explain Flatzoid's point, because Raichi doesn't seem to understand. Zero net force. Yeah, Witsit's having his FED debate tomorrow, LJ. It's actually going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to that. I think it's going to be quite good.
Well, since when did Rachel start doing polls in your chat?
Let's go to the beloved. Where's my paint? Because it seems people don't understand this. Yes, the first time I'm bringing paint out for the year, guys. What we're going to do is now, we're going to draw a bottle. Okay. And let's put some liquid in the bottle. And we can have a floating cherry or whatever, it doesn't really matter. Okay. You see, it is sorted out in its equilibrium. Now, at the moment, this whole system is sitting static. Okay? So the displacement ratios are different amounts of force attributed to each point. So the cherry will have a different amount of force attributed to the water, just as it has a different amount of force attributed to the air around it as the air is bouncing around and stuff. Now, we take this whole bottle and we accelerate it down. We've picked it up and we dropped it. What's going to happen? There's no force acting from the cherry on the water or on the air. Why? Because the air, the cherry, and the water have zero net force. They're all accelerating at the same rate towards the ground inside the bottle. The only one that has force attributed is the bottle itself, because it is moving through the surrounding medium. Zero net force, Raichi. Get it? Guys, please hit the like, share the show. Really, really do appreciate everybody's support. And that is as simple as I can make it for her. Is that hard to understand, guys? No.
You can call it like...
Exactly. What? Weight is caused by balance and unbalanced forces. It's as simple as that. That's something that general relativity actually got right. The only difference is their unbalanced forces are based in pseudo-Riemannian mind constructs, where RDD has it in actual three-dimensional reality where we live.
I don't know, the magical space wizard force, okay? You can call it the divine ether for all I care. It doesn't matter. The point is that force is gravity.
There is no force of gravity. You're a teacher. You're supposed to know this. There is no force of gravity. Can anybody else maybe explain to this teacher why gravity is not a force?
I think Dr. Flatzoid can do it.
Dr. Flatzoid.
Well, it's very simple. There is no actual mass attracting mass. It is an optical illusion.
It's a catch-22 as well. You need the gravity for mass. You need mass for gravity. You can't. It's chicken or egg. It's a chicken or egg thing. It's stupid.
Exactly. According to general relativity, 109 years ago, mass does not attract mass by the force of gravity. It is the unequal distribution between the masses over the flat time-space continuum, bending and warping, and because it is unbalanced, it appears to accelerate towards each other. Get it? No force, mate.
And even if you don't believe in the force of gravity, you have to, in order for any of this to make any fucking sense, you have to invoke a force upon which the buoyancy force counteracts.
Yes, Backpacker, gravity is an optical illusion. There is no gravity at all. Brian Cox, 2019.
You got to invoke the spirit to make it work.
This is the only way you can explain the direction of the vector of the buoyancy force. Why things, when they float, they go up from your perspective, or when things sink, they go down. Now, of course, to anyone who has any, like even just a middle school level of understanding of physics, understands that in reality, things when they float, they don't go up, okay? Nor do they go down when they sink. There is no universal up or down, okay? They either move away from the center of
Hey, Saddlebum, good to see you.
Mass of the Earth, or they move towards the center of the mass of the Earth, okay?
Again, that's just your belief system, Sandre, or whatever your name is. We can clearly see this, how can I put, relative position. Either displacement upwards or displacement downwards. Just because you want to have a belief that it is towards the center of mass of Earth or away from it, doesn't make it so. It's just you having a belief system.
So yes, it is true that things, seek to be in the medium that has the same density as the thing does. That is true. Why though? Why is that? In order to explain that, you have to invoke forces.
Yeah, and the forces is the unequal distribution of the masses to the ratio of the medium. Being a teacher, you would understand that general relativity requires this exact same thing. The only difference is general relativity is based in the fourth dimensional mind construct, where relative density disequilibrium works in the really is level in 3 dimensions where we actually live, and you can see the disequilibrium of the object between the medium. So therefore, its displacement ratio causes it to either go up or down. It's unbalanced. Always seeks equilibrium. There's your force. If something can't support it, it will have to move because it's unbalanced. If it was balanced, it wouldn't go anywhere, aka why you get neutral buoyancy, because it is balanced.
Forces have vectors. They point to things. And in order to explain that, you have to invoke these forces.
Again, gravity's not a force, so you can't evoke gravity.
Invoke that stuff.
Oh, we gotta invoke stuff.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Titsaka.
And the only way to explain why you're always witnessing things that float, they move up from your perspective. Okay, again, there is no universal up, but from your perspective, it's going to look like it's moving up. And when things sink, they always move down from your perspective. The reason they do that is because you have forces that pull on these objects.
False. No forces pull on the object. The object itself, because it's unbalanced, has a force attributed. So it attributes its own force because it's unbalanced. Uh-oh. Not any force pulling it. Gravity can't pull. Gravity's not a force. Not doing very well as a teacher, is he? Might be all the drinking. Maybe this kind of very, how can I put it, intermediate physics on his students' work, but it doesn't work on us actually seasoned flat earthers, I would say. This is really bad. Yeah, it's presumed fallacious center, exactly.
Okay, this is gravitational force, and you have another force that counteracts that force. That's the buoyancy force.
Hey Mojo. Luch, check Discord. I prefer that apology better than the one I sent you. Do you think you can read it out loud? Okay, I guess I can. Don't switch. Let's see. Luch. I'm sorry for calling you deluded. I understand that it was disrespectful and hurtful. I hope you can forgive me for the mistake. Please know that I value your opinions and your beliefs, even if they differ from mine. Let's move forward with mutual respect and understanding. Dude, to be honest, I didn't even know you did. You know that.
Who are you apologizing to anyway? You?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know. Well,
I think that was in the chat yesterday.
All the time.
But Lucha, I do appreciate you, man. And like I said, I do respect you. That's why I say I don't take anything serious. You know what I mean?
For being condescending, Richie. Simple as that. But I don't need to answer you.
But yeah, Luch, you're always welcome here, like I said. And no need to apologize. I didn't even know you were condescending to me or anything, so... But it's good to have you.
No, it was in the chat, so you were not looking. You were doing the show.
Yeah, half of the things I don't even see in the chat, guys, just to let you know.
I don't... I've hardly started this video and I'm already on a tangent. Okay, this is going to be interesting.
Submarines float on the surface when their ballast tanks are filled with air. But when the vents are opened and seawater floods in, they begin to sink as the submarine's density becomes greater than water. We can also prove this fact of relative density by filling a plastic balloon with approximately half helium and half air. Since helium is lighter than the oxygen, nitrogen, and other gases that compose the air around us, filling a balloon with just the right amount of helium to compensate for and balance out the density of the plastic results in a gravity-defying, levitating balloon at equilibrium that neither rises nor falls.
Okay, so since I am a teacher, I'm going to be kind enough to this flat earther that I just verbally scolded. But I'm going to be kind enough to this person who has very strange ideas about, how heavenly bodies.
Another rum and coke. So he has had 2 rums and 2 cokes since he started. That's been 10 minutes. So he's been drinking a rum and coke every 5 minutes so far, guys. Okay.
Wow.
do a lot for his perception of things, won't it? His judgment and that.
Yep.
Bodies work in the universe and forces. But anyway, I'm going to be kind enough to this person, and I'm going to do what I do as a teacher all the time to my students, okay? I'm going to give you a demonstration.
Sorry?
I just said, and that is lying.
He's going to give us a
What he does
demonstration,
to his,
guys. He's actually going to do a demonstration for us, so that's good. I'm looking excited. I'm looking forward to this.
He's like that guy from Airplane. He's like, oh, I picked a bad week to quit doing Quaaludes.
Yeah. Rum and Coke was awesome. I love rum and Coke. Red Hot rum and Coke. Those are one of my weaknesses. But I don't drink anymore, so.
Rum and Coke is good.
Yeah.
Rum and like brandy and Coke also very good if it's a good brandy.
But then it has to be ice.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna film a video that I'm gonna, splice in here in the editing, and I'm gonna ask you a simple question. Okay, so you see this object that I'm holding in the video, and how can I calculate what the velocity is of this object when I'm dropping it to the floor? Okay, I want.
Use the equation, probably. Yeah. Okay.
I want you to really think about this, like really think this through, okay? Because you can make guesses and all that, but what you're going to find is you will inevitably, mathematically find that the formula that can explain this looks like this. Okay.
Okay. Just because, they have 9.8 meters squared in there, doesn't mean it's gravity, mate. That 9.8 meters squared is based on an average they used when taking an average. How can you put it, guys? If you drop things and you have an average, that's 9.8 meters squared. You call that acceleration gravity. It doesn't make it gravity. It means the object is falling at an average of 9.8 meters per second through the medium. Get it? So it's unbalanced. So it accelerates because it's unbalanced. It does not mean that acceleration is caused by gravity. It just means the object has accelerated because it was unbalanced and it has different displacement ratios. There we go.
Okay. You can't really get away from it. Whenever you use this formula, you will be more or less 100% correct. You might be off by 1 or 2% here and there. That has more to do with the problems of accurately.
Just like I'm saying to him, Howard, it is not gravity just because it has a 9.8 meters per second. Okay? That is an average of acceleration that is taken through observation everywhere on Earth. That doesn't make it gravity. Again, I could make it Zolpens if I want to. It doesn't make a difference. Okay? That's just called circular reasoning.
Measuring the time exactly more than anything. But yeah, if you take an object that isn't going to have too much, air resistance as it falls down to the ground, and if you do that, you have this formula, and you can calculate how fast something is gonna be falling when it's making contact with the floor. Okay. And
think about it. Why does something have initial velocity in the first instance? Oh, why? I don't know. Because of its impulse. It's sitting at disequilibrium. It's unbalanced. As soon as you let it go, that unbalanced forces cause it to accelerate. Now, as it's accelerating, it reaches 9.8 meters per second as it falls down to the ground, as it seeks equilibrium. Now, I want to ask you, do things accelerate upwards at 9.8 meters per second? Hey, Iffy Driver, good to see you, mate.
In order to calculate that, you will always arrive at this equation. And do you notice something about this, okay? So this A here, this is acceleration, okay? And flat earthers, I know you guys have no problem with the concept of acceleration in itself, okay? I know you don't have a problem with this at all right? But for some reason, when it comes to gravity, all of a sudden you do. But no, that's really all this is. Like, you will find that the acceleration is always going to be 9.8.
Impulse is always there, Heidi. Everything has a force attributed to it, so it's got an impulse. Did you not know this? Oh, but yeah, again, Mr. Sandre, or whatever your name is, the acceleration comes to 9.8 meters per second. That's an average. Doesn't mean it's gravity. That is the accelerative value of the object through the medium. Again, you false equivocating it to gravity is the issue here, not the acceleration of the object. We are not denying things accelerate at 9.8 meters per second. This is observed, measured. It just isn't done by gravity, because gravity is not a force. It cannot cause this acceleration. No one even knows what gravity is. But we do know, however, it's proven that things are in disequilibrium, aka out of balance, and therefore it can accelerate. It's called fictitious force.
8 something meters per second squared. Like, in the latitudes where I live, it's roughly 9.82 meters per second squared. If you live at the equator, it's going to be 9.78 meters per second square. But, you know, on average, we usually use the value of 9.8 meters per second squared. But you're going to find that the acceleration, which we can call little g of the object, is always going to be...
Exactly, Saddlebum. The rate of descent is correlation, not causation. That's the problem what these guys want. They want to correlate it to gravity. And that's the issue that we have with the whole 9.8 meters, not the 9.8 meters per second as itself, but the correlation they're trying to base it off of it, saying, you see, because it accelerates at this specific rate, therefore gravity, which is bullshit.
9.8, roughly. You can't get away from this. What is the definition of a force in classical mechanics? Come on, say it with me now. Mass times acceleration.
Yes, F equals ma, and because you have F equals ma and gravity is not a force, you can't use F equals ma to clarify as it being gravity. Sorry to disappoint you, teacher. Is this so hard to understand?
That also sounds like a mathematical equation, not a definition. I don't know.
Exactly. But I mean, what's so hard for these guys to understand? If they accept gravity as Einstein and gravity is today, they can't evoke F equals ma. If they're evoking F equals ma, then they're saying Einstein is wrong. Because Einstein says there is no force required to have the acceleration, because it's only an optical effect. So which one is it? But yeah, it's not a definition. This is just descriptive. It's all just descriptive and correlative. They want to correlate their belief into it. So because we are able to measure an acceleration of 9.8 meters per second squared, therefore gravity. No, it doesn't make it gravity. Gravity is not
also,
a force.
Sorry to interrupt you there. Also, with him defining force as the result of mass and acceleration, right? How is he saying that you have to invoke a force for a cause of something if the force is the result? You know what I mean? That's completely circular logic, bro.
But you see, this is exactly why I keep asking things like this with FTFE in them. So you're claiming gravity causes gravity. This is why they're stuck in that pool, because that is exactly what they're claiming. They claim gravity causes gravity because they're stuck in that pool of hang on, things accelerate, we require force for the things to accelerate, and because gravity is not a force, therefore gravity has to cause the force to accelerate. That's really idiotic. Yeah, cause and effect cannot be the same. Exactly, Sovereign.
We know what the acceleration is. We can measure it over and over and over and over again. Which means what? Well, since the object obviously has a mass...
What's mass? You still haven't told us what mass is.
A force is acting on it. That force is... Take it away, Dissert File.
Gravity!
This is... I'm sorry, but this is one useless teacher if he still pushes gravity as a force, guys. Brian Cox. Gravity's not a force. Brian Cox. Gravity's not really a force at all. Veritasium. There is no force of gravity. Gravity does not exist. Well, how about George Musa? We don't really have to work at the really is level. Gravity, Newtonian, was superseded. He broke the wand in two. Einstein broke the wand in two of Newtonian gravity. There is no force of gravity. Eric van Linde. There is no force of gravity. There is no gravity. Or how about Shabin? Gravity's not really a force at all.
You fucking retard! Gravity! Have you ever heard of fucking gravity? Gravity! Gravity!
This also explains, very simply, why even in a vacuum things fall. Since little g, which is the...
Again, more circular reasoning. More circular reasoning. Again, what happens in a vacuum like we said earlier? What did you guys manipulate in a vacuum? Did we manipulate the medium it's in? Or did we manipulate gravity, as he puts it?
What's the natural phenomenon again?
Things fall in a vacuum.
A vacuum is natural? Where do you see a vacuum in nature?
Apparently.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, nature abhors a vacuum. Is it not?
It does. I mean, you have to create a vacuum for there to be a vacuum. There's no such thing.
But you remember,
and I've yet to see.
Yeah, but you see, their space. That's why they need it to be natural, because they need space to be an ultra vacuum.
Exactly.
I've yet to see them prove that a helium balloon goes down in a vacuum.
Yeah, usually a helium balloon expands to fill the available space, because as soon as you release the air, it expands until it explodes, and therefore it's no longer a vacuum because it filled the vacuum up.
Yeah, that's what I've seen. I've seen them expand.
Mm-hmm. All Boyle's law. It's amazing that gas law still holds true in any situation these guys push.
Yeah, what Sleeping Warrior says too, that every teacher has to push gravity as a force. It's in the national curriculum. There is no requirement to disclaim how it's being replaced by Einstein.
Yeah, which is really dishonest, actually.
Exactly.
Can I give you one? Can you give us one thing a gravity can't explain? Yeah, what's gravity? Gravity can't explain itself. There is no gravity. Gravity doesn't even know what it is. It has an identity crisis.
Yeah.
Earth's gravitational constant, okay, which varies a little bit by latitude, but is roughly 9.8 meters per second squared. Now, since that one remains pretty much the same, well, it doesn't matter what the mass of the object is, okay? If you disregard air resistance, no matter how heavy an object is, it's always going to fall with the same acceleration.
Yeah, well done. Because there's no air resistance, so no friction. Great. welcome to flat Earth, mate. So you
They have a problem.
They have a problem there, yeah. They do have a problem there, yeah.
Because they don't ever acknowledge terminal velocity either. How's he going to say that things fall at a same acceleration when at some point they're going to stop accelerating, right? If you give it enough room.
Exactly.
No, he's joking about gravity having an identity crisis.
But yeah, think about it. If you have a long enough vacuum, and I mean it has to be quite long to be able to get it to for the object to hit terminal velocity. Why would it still hit terminal velocity if it's gravity?
And hence the same speed.
But isn't weightlessness
after a
a
certain
lack
distance
of gravity?
Yeah, it's supposed to be microgravity, weightlessness.
But the only kind we ever see is like when you're falling, right? Like someone falling inside of like an airship or whatever, and then that seems to be the opposite of gravity. But have we ever actually seen anti-gravity though, or anti-whatever?
We haven't seen gravity to begin with.
Right, but you know what I mean. It's like if gravity was a thing, then we should be able to shut it off or at least affect it some way, right?
Yeah, they should be able to manipulate it in some way, and they aren't able to. That's why
I can go way off on this one. Sorry.
Yeah, that's why they go on way tangents, like trying to say mass, and where they're trying to do things like Cavendish or something, because they can't manipulate gravity. They don't know what gravity is to manipulate.
When they're saying you're weightless, are you weightless relative to what, right? Because it's like if you were weightless, you wouldn't be falling in the first place or sinking. So it's really
exactly
a misnomer.
That's what I mean. Is like, it's a misnomer for sure.
Yeah, exactly. It's a misnomer.
But yeah, the only thing that we know of that copies what we would think would happen if there was weightlessness would be when we fall, right? Or when we're falling and then the wind resistance isn't noticed, like inside of an airplane or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we know of is what it would look like or what we think would it. But I think in reality, if gravity or whatever it is that's pulling down didn't work, I think things would float in all directions when they wouldn't just float up, right? Which means that if there wasn't some kind of a downforce or a static whatever, then we would just dissipate.
I mean, think about it. If we can, for instance, take entropy as a natural law, okay? It's always a tendency to happen. Why can it not be a natural law for things to have relative direction up and down? Get it?
I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe because they can't tell which direction it's going. It's not going in a direction.
I mean, if something's imbalanced, why would you expect it to go, for instance, to fall to the left or to the right if it's imbalanced and not supportable by the medium around it? Because when you support something, you're supporting it from the bottom. You understand? You're either holding it up or pulling it up. Why would you expect it to fall right or left then? Because it's unbalanced. It's an unbalanced force to equilibrium, which is down or up. But the thing is, they love to take this and say, oh, no, we have to have a force pulling it down. It has to be gravity.
Is that a Dutch Scotsman?
How dare you tell us there's not? How dare you?
You want to go and say it's not the force, it has to be. This gravity is holding it down.
This for 500 years.
Sleeping warrior. He said gravity is not a force, but it identifies as a force. It prefers to claim that is a force.
That's a good one.
Well, you should have a capital A force instead of a little F.
Gravity is trans.
Yeah.
Or fall height as a lighter or heavier object. Okay, so you could compare a grand piano, okay, let's say that you drop it in a vacuum, okay, you can compare a grand piano weighing easily the same as, 10 grown men, like let's say a metric ton, okay, you can compare that with a tennis ball. Okay, again, this is a vacuum here, so no air resistance.
So not mass attracting mass then. Get it? So it's not mass attracting mass then, guys. Because they have different weights and yet they fall at the same rate. Right, you remember when I said 0 degree net force? Yeah. Not mass attracting mass. Unbalanced forces.
They will, if they fall from the same height, reach the ground at the same time. They will accelerate and have the same velocity at the same time.
Did you listen to that, Raichi? Same velocity at the same time. So 0 net force.
Did he just contradict himself?
Not really. He's making the point. 0 net force, Raichi.
The extra mass of the piano doesn't make a lick of difference. Which flies straight in the face of your idea of density.
No, it doesn't. You made it possible to accelerate easier because you took the medium away. The only medium that's able to support it is taken away. You threw gravity in the dustbin by showing it's not mass attracting mass. Really? Oh, wow.
It's just density, guys. Gay, you globe earthers are so stupid.
Yes, you are. I really do agree you are stupid. Because you literally debunked mass attracting mass when you stick something in a vacuum. You manipulate the medium when you stick something in a vacuum. That's relative density disequilibrium. Novice.
Don't you understand? It's just density. It's just density. They think seek their own density. That's why things fall afloat.
Note how he hasn't had any argument against relative density. You guys realize this?
Yeah.
God, I have to say it's kind of therapeutic to make these types of videos sometimes. Just get to flex my physics knowledge.
To begin with, a feather.
Physics knowledge. Okay.
What is that?
Oh, wow. Okay.
And an anvil will both fall at different rates because one is radically denser than the medium surrounding, air, while the other is not, a dandelion seed and a brick, or a piece of paper and a boulder. These examples and many others fall at drastically different rates, debunking the supposed uniform speed of acceleration due to gravity of 9.81 meters per second squared.
All right.
Sorry?
All of the objects you're talking about here, they obviously behave very differently in terms of aerodynamics. By the way, aerodynamics, in case you don't understand, which, again, this is also another thing that a lot of flat earthers don't seem to understand. Aerodynamics is the study of how fluids...
Yeah, think of Bernoulli's principle, mate.
Oh, Flats, Vicky was saying something about if you got a new puppy or something, she's seen a dog come into camera.
Yeah.
So you have got a new puppy?
We have got a puppy, guys.
Right, she was right. I said, no, he hasn't got a new puppy. Are you mad?
I called it last week, remember?
Her name is Millie.
Oh, okay.
She's in the room right. If she comes out just now, I'll show everybody how she's a little
Well, at least now, whenever your neighbor's dog barks, you have another dog to bark at him so that they can get driven nuts too.
I must say she's very she's not naughty at all. She doesn't really bark, which is really cool. But if she comes out, then I'll show you guys.
Well, that can be good and it can be bad though, right? I mean, barking is a good thing.
I saw her today on the show.
Yeah, yesterday.
I didn't see it. It was Vicky that said.
He hasn't got a new puppy.
What are you talking about? I says, that'll be the old puppy.
He showed the dog for like a minute.
Puppy.
So have you still got the old one, or did you have to get rid of it?
No, remember my wife. We had to get her to another home because the hair loss wasn't working with my wife's thing.
Right, that's right.
And
that's right.
we've got a Yorkie now, but she doesn't lose any hair at all, which is awesome.
Cool.
So that
well, Vicky was right then. I was saying to her, you're mad. He hasn't got a new puppy.
But yeah, the other puppy is very good.
It was a cute little brown one.
Yeah. If she does come out just now, I'll quickly show you guys how she looks. Shame.
Cool.
It's a real fluff ball.
Sorry for the diversion. It was just a came.
No stress, man.
Interact with other matter.
Well, we're not a gebreekte family. Debatable. Millie's very, very cool here.
So it can be either that they interact with other fluids, or they can interact with, solids and whatever. By the way, a fluid in this physical sense doesn't have to be a liquid. It can also be
No, really? Oh, fluid just describes the relationship of the medium. That's all. It doesn't make it a liquid or whatever. Gas is also fluid, part of fluid dynamics, but it doesn't make gas a liquid though. It just acts in a liquid fluid state.
A gas. All right. But basically, it's the study of how fluids physically interact with other matter. Okay. So either
another rum and coke. We're still keeping up with about that 5-minute average of rum and coke, guys. Because it's now just over 17 minutes. So this is the third rum and coke in 17 minutes. So averaging about 5 minutes and 10 seconds, 5 minutes 20 seconds about. Wow, dude.
Fluids or solid objects traveling through the fluid, basically. There are principles of aerodynamics we can use to understand things, like ballistics, the study of
hey Aaron, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming.
Projectiles, how they move, is based on aerodynamics to a large extent. Mm-hmm. The entire field of aviation is based on aerodynamics, right?
Yeah, Bernoulli's principle. But what has this got to do with anything anyway, dude? Maybe it's you trying to obfuscate from the fact when you try stick something in a vacuum chamber, you're taking the medium away. So therefore, relative density disequilibrium, not mass attracting mass.
But yeah, look, obviously a feather, which is a product of millions of years of evolution.
No. He just brought up evolution. Oh boy. A feather, a product of millions of years of evolution. Do these people understand that evolution flies in the face of entropy? Do they understand this? Do they know entropy debunks evolution? If I leave something out, what's going to happen? It's going to start corroding, correct?
Yeah.
Entropy, baby. Is that thing going to all of a sudden get back together and evolve to something better than it was just because I left it outside? No. Evolution is bullshit. There's no such thing as evolution. Evolution defies reality. It does opposite of what you need to observe in reality.
Yeah.
Where some dinosaurs started to develop scales that were longer than other scales, and eventually they started to have off-branchings, and eventually feathers arose from that with enough generations. Feathers are literally evolved.
No. Feathers are created, not evolved, you numchum. And now I'm going to probably laugh at the next sentence he's going to say about feathers. Because he's probably going to say it's evolved for purposes to use.
To, amass as much of a pillow of air around the feather as possible in order to provide lift.
How did I know? Okay, so then explain to us why an ostrich doesn't fly. Ostriches have wings. They have feathers.
Ooh.
Yep.
Why didn't they evolve enough to fly? Or how about a quail? This is really idiotic. It's idiots. I'm sorry. Oh, just when you think it's getting any better, it's getting worse.
I would think evolution would be an argument for like unified species of all very similar traits, not very different traits, right? Because they say the strongest survive, so like why then so many different types when there just be like
one type?
Yeah.
Think about
the strongest.
Natural selection's supposed to be a thing, okay? But there's so many species that have died out that were stronger than other species that are weaker. It's what the hell? Nothing evolution brings to the table coincides with reality at all. It goes against everything that we observe, actually.
Yeah.
This is really... The people that believe in evolution want to believe it. It's not that there is evidence for it. They want to believe it. Yes, animals do corrode, Aram. We corrode as well. Just as I'm sitting here, entropy still overtaking me. Why do you think I get older? Do you think animals don't die out? Yeah. Entropy, dude.
Obviously, a feather is going to behave differently, aerodynamically, compared to a fucking bowling ball. It's like these flat earthers, they just do not. How do these people get up in the morning and put on clothes? I do not understand this.
Is that projection I'm hearing?
Wow, that's craziness.
It must be the rum and coke talking.
Definitely. Even toddlers put their clothes on.
Wow, it's crazy.
What is this?
Of air is removed completely, so all objects, including a feather and a bowling ball, will fall at this same maximum rate. By removing the medium from the equation altogether, all objects, including a helium balloon, will fall to the ground simultaneously. Without any medium to move through, the fall rate of all objects is indeed equal, but this has nothing to do with some mythical attractive pulling force.
Yes, I do want to know what corrode means, Aaron. Have you ever buried a dog before and come back just to find bones? Really?
And everything to do with the fact that the density of the surrounding medium has been reduced to 0.
By the way, there's metals in dogs, just like there's metals in us. So yes, corrosion. Just have to tell you that, Aaron.
Therefore, in reality, since a feather, bowling ball, or anything else inside a vacuum chamber is infinitely denser than empty space, which has a density of 0, it all falls at the same rate of 9.81 meters per second squared.
Again, trying to invoke some strange medium or lack of medium and saying that, oh, well, I mean, one is infinitely more dense than the other because, like, if you have literally nothing, I mean, that's 0 density, right, guys? So mathematically it makes sense. Okay, look, again, then, again, why then do these objects fall and fall at...
Does this guy not get when you stick something in a vacuum and you remove the medium, you vacuum chamber, you remove the medium, you're not removing magic or anything, you're just removing the medium. That's Eric's point. Now he's saying you got some magic medium or something? Is that what this guy's trying to say, or am I understanding this wrong?
He's talking through alcohol. I haven't got a clue what he's saying.
I mean, it's not hard to understand. You manipulated the medium that surrounds the object.
The same acceleration and the same speed. In a vacuum. Like this is so stupid. God.
Pumice into a pond. All rocks, excluding the pumice stone.
Where's Professor Fulbell now? Pumice stones stink at 40 kilometers an hour. Oh, that was funny.
Will sink to the bottom. But then when you throw in the pumice, it will rise right back to the surface. This is because pumice has a density less than water, just like helium balloons have a density less than air.
Okay, I mean, you're just kind of repeating, like you're parroting the same point over and over again, and I'm not going to bother going through this again because, like, I've already killed a bunch of brain cells.
Yeah, you haven't once actually. This guy hasn't once actually addressed anything Eric said. You know that. All he's done is try and push his globe rhetoric onto it. He's pushed his belief in gravity, but not actually addressed anything Eric had said. That's all that happened. So in other words, he doesn't actually have an answer for it, and that's now he's... I'm losing brain cells, so I'm not going to say it again. You haven't said anything in the first instance.
That'll be the rum. Losing the brain cells.
Oh...
But what I am going to point out here is, again, in this model of yours, which, I mean, it's not even really a model, it's more just a hand waving of the facts, but in this setup you have, it still does not explain why when a balloon rises, it rises always upwards.
It rises because of displacement ratio. The medium is able to displace it and support it, which forces it upwards. Get it? Support, displace, up or down. Either it goes up because it is supported by the medium, which shows its displacement ratio, or it is not displaced because of displacement ratio, and therefore sinks in the medium surrounding it, either up or down. It's not rocket science. It's just the same as saying, look, I've got a right hand and I've got a left hand. Get it? Hey, Lev, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. Glad you could make it.
From your perspective.
No way. You have
and when
a left
something
and
sings,
a right hand? No way.
But that's how stupid this guy's arguments are. It's like he expects... Explain why you have a left and right arm. Oh, I don't know. Maybe because I have an arm, which is on my right side of my body, and an arm, which is on my left side of the body. Just like things go up and things go down. Sorry? It's really simple stuff.
I'm symmetrical.
I'd hope so.
It always sinks downwards from your perspective. Again.
Oh, look at this. Look how idiotic this is. Backpedaler. If there is no medium, why down then? No support to rise it up then. So down then. No medium to support the object then. I don't know. It's like talking to... I don't know. Well, retarded's too much of an intelligent word for these people.
Yeah, they want us to believe. They want us to believe if we let go of a rock, it'll go sideways. That's what they want us to believe.
I swear, I can say this to a wall and I'll get a better response.
You have not explained why things don't move sideways and whatnot. Like, why?
Just because we can't explain it doesn't mean it's true.
Why doesn't it move sideways? I don't know. Because it is in disequilibrium, it is an unbalanced force. And if the medium cannot support it, which way can it go? Oh, I don't know. Down. If you pick up a rock, I'm picking it up.
Yeah, you don't pick it out of midair sideways, do you?
These people are morons.
Going down.
Going down. I mean, this is the most easiest thing to understand. It either supports it or it doesn't. It either supports it, and which means up, or it doesn't support it, which means down.
There are these arbitrary ups and downs, so to speak.
Arbitrary.
You can't really explain that with...
No, physically up and down, and yes, explained it. Unbalanced forces.
With your framework. But that is, however, not just explainable, but downright intuitive if you invoke a force like gravity.
Again, gravity is not a force, so you can't evoke a force of gravity because it doesn't exist. But we can evoke things that actually exist, like unbalanced forces, which give rise to the acceleration, which is actually demonstratable.
Then it makes perfect sense all of a sudden. And not only that, we can actually do the math and make perfect predictions. Crazy, I know, right? Anyway, I've had enough of this video. Let's move on to the next one.
Recently, however, a few flat earthers have revived Leo Ferrari's old Flat Earth Society claim that the world is not, in fact, a level, motionless plane, but rather a constantly upwards rising plane. These people cite
Globe Daltards, guys.
Yeah. You gotta love this one.
Experiments such as a helium balloon.
Have you guys seen Execrate's latest videos? He's trying to attack Nathan and them now with star rotations.
Udell.
Execrate.
Oh, Execrate. Oh,
He's trying to attack the FED on star rotations.
Wow. Execrate. Wow.
The guy doesn't get. He thinks when you he takes two cogs that actually move in different directions. So you see they move in different directions. Not understanding the stars move in the same direction always. They only appear to be moving left to right or right to left because of your location towards them. It's sad that we actually have to try and explain this to flat earthers.
Moving forward in an accelerating car, the only possible way to explain these results is to assume Earth to be constantly rising at 9.8 meters per second, or approximately 22 miles per hour, straight upwards. There is some debate amongst them regarding whether this upward motion is a constant velocity or an acceleration.
All right. Okay. I have to interject here. Okay, first of all, to even entertain this idea that the Earth is accelerating upwards at 9.8 meters per second squared. By the way, you said 9.8 meters per second. It could be a simple.
Yeah, it should say per second squared. Yeah, or whatever. But by the way, I'm thinking he might say something stupid again, just to point it out before he says something stupid. Your globe says the same thing.
Yeah.
What? The equivalence principle requires your globe to be moving in all directions at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Hey, Jeff Conkle, good to see you, man. Thanks for coming.
Slip of the tongue. But no, that would be velocity. What you're talking about is acceleration. So actually, it's 9.8 meters per second squared. Okay, just want to make that clear. That is acceleration. If you don't have that second squared, then it's velocity.
This is really, yeah.
Can you guys hear the subliminal demon voice in the background, or is that just me?
No, it does sound that sound. It does sound that way. Maybe that's what's got a fire head.
Yeah. I was thinking it was a bit of a madam.
I was just about to say fire head.
It's like what's his name from Marvel? Ghost Rider without the skull.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. All right. So, but anyway, the point is to even entertain this idea that the Earth is accelerating upwards, which again, you say another thing that drives me crazy. You say, "Oh, upwards motion or accelerate." No, acceleration happens because of motion. So it entails motion. Anyway.
No shit, Sherlock. But like I said before, where I said you can say something stupid, you just did. Your globe entails the same thing. Go look at the equivalence principle. Look at general relativity. It says the apple's not falling towards the ground. You are rising up to meet the apple. On a globe, it's worse than a flat earth. On a flat earth, they at least got a disk or whatever they want to have going up. Where you have your globe, how can I put this? Expanding in all directions.
Like, my God, these people don't know the fucking basics, do they? It's so infuriating.
But these new upward rising earthers have all recently come into agreement that our flat earth can no longer be stationary. These upward rising earthers begin their inquiry innocently enough by asking questions about the directional vector of dropped objects, and why dense objects fall downwards rather than upwards or sideways, for example. There is a pressure gradient formed by the amount of stacked air, water, or land over you in a column, which increases the pressure, weight, and density the farther down you go, and that defines direction. Unsatisfied with this answer, upward rising earthers by asking, why then does Earth have a pressure gradient stacked in this particular fashion, with the densest layer at the bottom rather than the top or sides? Now, at this point, I would say such a line of questioning is tantamount to asking, why is water wet? Or why is...
Water's not wet. Just have to say to you. You get saturated. Water just, you get saturated by water, but water itself is not wet.
No, things get wetted by water.
Yeah, saturation.
Fire hot. It's like asking, why don't we walk upside down on the sky and look up to the ground? It's similar to asking, why don't our arms grow out of our pelvis and legs grow out of our torso? As anyone who has spent significant time with a 4-year-old knows, the question of, but why, if asked long enough, eventually leads to an infinite regress of explanations that can only be ended with the true, but potentially unsatisfying metaphysical answer of, it is that way, because that's how it was created to be.
That's silly enough, but now you're also...
Another rum and coke? Okay, he took longer to drink this one at least.
He must be getting
the fourth one. So he must be getting drunk. He's forgetting that he's drinking. So this is his fourth rum and coke, guys.
Like,
why did you
begging the...
Because he said he will. This is probably just a reason why he's doing this, so he can drink.
Yeah, like FTP
yeah.
did.
Question when you say, oh, that's just the way it was created. What? No, it's the way it is. Okay, it doesn't mean that it was created by a creator.
Yes, it does.
That demon voice is getting even madder talking about that creator.
Yep, that's true. Why don't the people want to accept that things are created?
I don't know, they just don't.
I mean, think about it. Let's put it this way. A camera, okay? Let's say a 50 megapixel camera. It's created, okay? But they want to say an eye that has 600 megapixels is just popped out of by chance.
That's it. Nothing happens like that. Things are designed and then created.
We can't create a 600 megapixel camera, but somehow nature creates itself a 600 megapixel eye. It's really weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's true, Stephen Warrior. This guy has this backwards. 9.8 meters per second is not an acceleration. It's a velocity, a straight line on a graph. He doesn't even know his own model claims. And he's a teacher. Mm-hmm.
It's something that you artificially insert.
That's what they say, those who can't teach, right?
Mm-hmm.
No offense to teachers, sorry.
Unfortunately, they are based on a curriculum that they have to teach certain things a certain way. But I mean, how many teachers are not actually, how can I put it? I don't know what the English word is in Afrikaans, bevoegd. They're not up to standard to actually be able to teach what they teach.
How can you say, Quinlan, the eye's retina is mounted backwards? It's mounted how it's meant to be mounted. It's not backwards. It's mounted how it's meant to be mounted.
Well, it works.
It works. So it's backwards. You say it's backwards because you don't understand it.
It works.
A certainty. Okay, and that's because you obviously have some kind of, religious bent when it comes to all of this. Most of flat earthers do, I notice. But yeah, and also your attitude towards asking a lot of these questions.
See, this comes back to my argument earlier with entropy. Based on nature and entropy, things don't evolve better. You don't get better. You get worse, dude. Entropy, mate. You think things evolved goes against entropy. You think things evolved goes against everything we observe in reality. There's no such thing as evolution. Nothing came by chance. It's created. This computer you're using was created. It didn't come out of nothing. You being able to eat comes from creation, not evolution. It's crazy.
In the first place, it's just kind of, disturbing. It shows a lack of imagination and curiosity.
That's projection.
Oh, it's like...
That's projection. Lack of imagination and curiosity.
Well, wasn't it curiosity? It made us, got us to become flat earthers in the first place.
Yeah. I mean, maybe this guy should go and look at the ontological primitives.
Mm-hmm.
No, the ones that have no imagination or anything is the evolutionists that believe we just came by chance. I mean, even Darwin wasn't really convinced about his theory, by the way.
Asking why water is wet and why fire is hot, blah blah. It's no. What?
Blah 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 blah. And you being a teacher should know water's not wet. You're supposed to call him out on that. Come on, what's wrong with you?
What's wrong with those questions? I don't get it. It's like, I mean, sure, we know why all of this is, but there's nothing wrong with asking those questions, which is kind of funny because aren't you supposed to be all about, wrecking the status quo, replacing the status quo, revolting against big science?
What? Revolting against big science? You don't have science to revolt against. Pseudoscience is not science. Wow. I'm actually surprised how quick we're getting through this thing.
It's just as quick as he's getting through his rum and coke.
I don't know. You people are all fucking hypocrites. I notice this over and over again. It's really tiring at this point.
Rather than accept that Earth was simply created.
Sorry, what makes us hypocrites, guys?
I was gonna say now we're hypocrites.
Now we're hypocrites. We're all just effing hypocrites, apparently. So, Out of the whole 27 minutes, I haven't heard him once give an actual rebuttal to anything brought up. Just literally nah and spew his religious beliefs. That's it.
I didn't know Eric Dubé identified as a they them. You know what I mean? Who is this you people he's talking about? He's talking about a video about Eric Dubé and what he's saying. Then why you people and they and them and all this stuff? Like,
he thinks Eric Dubé talks for all flat earthers, apparently.
He's our flirt daddy. That's what it is.
That's one thing the globe defenders don't get. We are all individuals. We think for ourselves.
Don't have a hive mind.
Oh, man.
Hey, what'd you guys think of the taking down the big science meeting this morning?
Oh, tell us more.
I was just being sarcastic, bro. Because he was talking, aren't you supposed to be taking down big science or whatever the heck? Like,
Oh, yeah. That's what we were supposed to do this morning. You're right. We ended up not doing it. But it's good to see everybody. 54 watching at least. Guys, please hit the likes and share the show. Really, really does help to get the show out to a wider audience.
To have the particular arrangement of density layering that it does, upward rising earthers instead claim that Earth must be a constantly upwards rising plane, and that this constant vertical motion is the only thing that can explain the directional vector. Now, while this could make for an interesting speculation, the fact of the matter is that dropping a water bottle with a cork in it, or watching a helium balloon go forward in a moving car, are not demonstrations of the Earth constantly rising upwards. These I'm
going to save it for just now. Where is it? 1 hour, 18 minutes.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, we'll get to it after this video.
Demonstrations provide tangential evidence for their line of questioning, but in no way prove their assumption that Earth is a constantly rising plane. In fact, upward rising Earthers are forced to pile assumption upon assumption in order to defend their new dogma.
Oh man, it's so funny when one of these flat earthers actually, like, I just love the condescension from this guy, you know. I just love how this guy feels that he
doesn't actually give an answer. Have you realized that? I just love this, how this guy makes a, and that's it. He doesn't finish his sentence.
It's all ad hominem.
Yeah, just finish your sentence so we know what the hell you're saying. It's like the third or fourth time he's done this. He wants to give a statement, and halfway in his statement, he doesn't finish it, and then moves on to something else. Wow.
Yeah. Does a psycho laugh, and then, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Is so much superior to those silly flat earthers who believe that the Earth is rising, you know, just accelerating nonstop at 9.8 meters per second, even though it's 9.8 meters per second squared. Squared. That's acceleration, not velocity. But I just love it when these, you know, let's be honest, let's call these people what they are, intellectual invalids.
Sounds to me like you're projecting, mate.
Very much so.
The only one I've seen the only one I've seen very intellectually, I'm going to say intellectually dishonest, is this guy right here. This teacher dude. Because he hasn't once actually rebutted anything presented, other than nah, and tries to push his globe rhetoric into it. That's it. And now he goes and tries to say Eric Dubé is stupid because he forgets to put squared at the end of 9.8 meters per second. Come on. You understand? It's idiotic. So why are you not actually rebutting his direct response? Oh, wait, because you can't.
Okay? Like, I just gotta say it, like, these people are mentally retarded. I don't, like, you know, and I don't mean that as in, oh, they have an actual, like, learning disability or they have an actual intellectual problem. No, like, a lot of these people are actually capable of understanding the physics of this stuff, if they just bothered. But they are willfully ignorant. And look, I don't care what...
More projection.
Yeah.
Hey Oz, what's up, man? Yeah, willfully ignorant is definitely what we're picturing from this guy. I agree. Because how is it to be so stuck in it you don't understand by removing a medium why it will go down? Yeah.
People say, I don't care if people think that the so-called R word is offensive or whatever. No, but that's retarded. That's retarded, okay? It's retarded thinking. These people are retarded. You hear me? Retarded.
Yes. We understand you're retarded. But just adhuming people doesn't make you not retarded. It makes you more retarded. Retarded. Idiot. This guy's ad-homed more than done actually anything. But I must say, I'm enjoying laughing at this guy, so.
That's what they are.
Yeah, Jolly Man, ask him why diamonds have carbon-14 in them.
You know, hashtag cancel Sandre 2024. Actually, if I ran for president, that's probably what I would say. Hey, you know them flat earthers, they're retarded. So, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Okay.
Clearly, you should stop drinking.
So.
Whoa. That laugh sounded just like Craig. Listen to this. Listen to
Yes,
this.
exactly. That's what I hear too.
Yeah,
It's the psycho laugh.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah. The Joker laugh.
I don't even know what I'm saying
Psycho Joker
anymore.
laugh.
Okay, so.
Wow. You sure he didn't sample Craig and put it over his...
Bro, he laughs like the Wicked Witch of the West, bro.
No.
That's exactly Craig's laugh.
That's a demented laugh.
You know, like he's...
Like he's being tickled. He's a little girl being tickled. Yeah.
The demon takes over.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's a psycho laugh.
Wow.
Hey, I still have a Tickle Me Elmo.
Yeah, I think this guy's probably an FTFE fan.
I almost think
soy generation, exactly. He's a soy boy.
Okay.
About that word earlier on, it's not meant in any disrespect. It's more just it's just a flippant thing to say about someone that's being silly.
Yeah.
Or stupid.
Yeah.
It's not meant as any kind of offense.
Yeah. It just means spit slow, okay? That's about it, okay, guys? We don't mean it in a derogatory manner. But this guy literally means it in that way.
Yeah, we do.
I think it depends who we're saying it to.
Bro, stupid is as stupid does. If you're acting stupid, somebody's going to call you stupid. You should be able to accept that. If you can't, then don't act stupid.
But you see, like this guy, I wouldn't say he's actually retarded. Because he can't really be if you're a teacher, you know what I mean? And I know he knows some physics. So I'm just going to say he's rather going to be dishonest, intellectually dishonest. That's how I'm going to put it.
Richie, you're so full of crap. It's the channel we think about. You're an idiot. Absolute idiot. you've turned right into a proper troll. Troll. Unbelievable, Richie.
Have you guys realized that the only people that have problem with the mods here are the ones that keep coming back to moan about it?
Yeah, and you can't say we weren't fair. I mean, when you first turned to the globe and all that, it was months before you got timed out. It wasn't until you started with the trolling behavior you got timed out.
I gave a chance. I gave a chance to show her true colors.
You know what you're saying is not true. You're a liar.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see if I get this straight. So these flat earthers that you don't like, the other type of flat earther, they actually try. Like I have to give those guys credit. The ones who believe that the Earth is accelerating upwards, you know, at 9.8 meters per second squared, not 8.8, not 9.8 meters per second.
No stress, LJ. I got it. I already got it. So that we don't have a time limit tonight, so we're having some fun.
And like you said, you know, and
how many times is he going to bring up that 9.8 meters per second squared thing? Jeez.
It doesn't end, eh? But you see, that's all he's got at the end. I think he's trying to obfuscate now, trying to get people to see that roller. Hey, Glee, what's up, man? And Realist, good to see you, man. Thank you for coming.
But no, so those...
Sorry?
Barely Believable says timed out, blocked. What's the difference? Why are you doing it? Because it's they're called moderators for a reason. To moderate.
Blocked? Yeah, but look at this way. Blocked means you can't talk anymore. Timed out means you're just going to the naughty corner for a while.
Flat earthers actually try, like they at least try to do some kind of experiment to, you know, to prove their case. Now, I mean, look, obviously they're still misguided because, I mean, science is not really about proving anything, it's about disproving things, okay? Like, this is one of the key things.
No, that's all science is about, is proving the cause for the effect. You either prove or you disprove. The antithesis of disprove is prove. That is
Why are they not
retarded.
trying to disprove gravity?
But I mean,
They're neither trying to prove or disprove it.
But you mean saying that is retarded. To say you can disprove something, the antithesis of disprove is prove. So yeah, science is about proving things. Idiots. That's retarded.
Things that I teach my students in the classroom. You know, hey guys, just so you know, when you do these elaborations with me, you know, whether it's in the chemistry lab or it's in the physics lab, you know, just know the goal is not to prove anything, it's to actually try and disprove stuff. Okay, that's what we do in science. Modern science is built on the idea of falsification.
So if you falsify something, you've proven something.
Oh, Richie, don't threaten. You're an idiot.
And you know, so those guys are misguided in that sense. They're already off the mark, but at least they put in the effort. At least they try. I mean, they fail miserably. It's kind of like watching, you know, a fish out of water, just, you know, flailing around on the deck of a ship, being hopelessly out of water, out of its elements, and not being able to withstand, you know, the air pressure, slowly feeling its own eyeballs expanding as it usually lives, you know, tens of feet below the water.
Now this guy's just talking hogwash. Seems like he doesn't have anything.
What is he even going on? What's he talking about?
Somebody give me that bra clip, bro, with the guy with the face, like, bruh. what is he going on about right now?
Exactly, that's what we were like, what the hell? He's like off on another tangent. What the hell's going on? Is it like...
He's trying to portray upward rising earthers in like a somewhat positive light, but then in a, you know, negative light by saying they're wrong.
Yeah.
He's just doing a horrible job.
It's really stupid, yeah. Oh, wow.
And it's slowly being suffocated by the
just
lack of
and get it over
oxygen
with.
that it can obtain through
That's the thing. The guy, all he's done this whole video is just add on and insult. Nothing more.
its gills. You flat earthers are basically like that. Whenever you try to step into the arena of science, that's always what we witness. And
Arena of science. What's the arena of science, people? Is it the same place where we find the branches? I don't think this guy will know science if it hit him in the face.
Like, on one hand, it's frustrating.
I got an arena for this guy to step in. I'll take the flat earther Eddie Bravo versus this guy any day. We'll see who wins.
Exactly. Shout out to Eddie Bravo. Definitely. Yeah, and I'm always more than happy to represent on your channel too, dude. Anytime. If you guys haven't already, do subscribe to Hammer's channel. Really, really well worth it, guys. He's got some big plans coming up this year, so I think it's going to grow very good.
Because there are some people who actually are taken in by you. I don't know why. I don't know why. Like, your stuff is always very easy to disprove, but you know that's what we witness. And as someone who's actually, who actually has degrees in this stuff, I've actually studied science. I've studied chemistry, and I've studied physics.
Ooh, he studied science. We should actually test him on science then. Can we ask you some scientific questions then? See if you're actually going to be able to answer actual scientific questions.
I say yes and no.
Uni. To me, to people like me, not to mention that I also work, my job is literally to teach this to my students. To people like me, it's entertainment. So it's frustrating, but it's also funny. And I mean, it offers me a chance to make content for my subscribers. So I mean, there you go. Circle of life complete, I guess. But make no mistake, after you're done flailing around on that deck of a ship.
Yeah, that's the problem, Robert. They sworn to secrecy on things. So it's difficult to be able to give the information out that they need to put it out.
I am going to flail you, and I am going to roast you over a fire, and I am going to eat you up. Because,
okay.
Prey like you is just lunch to predators like me. Yummy, yummy in my goddamn tummy.
Sorry, if you're claiming evolution, how can you say goddamn tummy? That means God created you then.
Did he just admit to being a predator?
Yeah. And he admitted to conceding God created him because he said goddamn tummy. So that means God created him.
Yeah.
So not evolution anymore.
God damn it, he must have created it.
Wow. This guy's got a lot of how can I put it, false confidence in the things he says.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, I've had enough of this. Let's move on to the next video.
Oh, another video.
So this one is apparently about the Doppler effect. Ooh. So I haven't heard about this in the flat Earth circles before, so this is going to be interesting.
In the middle part of the 19th century, a man named Christian Doppler noticed that objects that emitted sound would produce either a rising or falling pitch to an observer, depending on the movement of the object relative to the observer. We know this today as the Doppler effect. Late in the 20th century, we merged radar technology with the Doppler effect, and we came up with Doppler radar, which is currently on your screen. Moisture shows up on Doppler radar much like it does on traditional radar, with one large exception, which makes Doppler radar superior. The Doppler radar unit detects the direction in which the moisture is moving. No computation.
Sorry? Doppler radar has? I thought someone said something.
I don't think. Yeah.
relative or compensation.
Jeff is asking for Hammer's YouTube channel in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Let me see if I can.
Now that we were awesome.
Let me just quickly see if I can get his, because he had it last night on the show.
Was it in the debate or the live one?
You stuck in live last night, so I'm gonna get it.
Oh yeah, it's right
live
here.
Chat.
Oh.
There we go. Copy. There you guys go. This is Hammer's channel. Guys, click on it, subscribe to him. Really, really well worth it.
It's hammer time.
It's hammer time.
New year, new hammer.
It's gonna be hammering on this year as well.
I'm gonna can I pin it? Won't let me pin it. That sucks.
Built in for the direction in which the signal is returned. In other words, an object moving toward the radar unit will shift the image towards green if the precipitation is moving toward the unit itself. It doesn't matter if the returned image is to
cheers, buddy. Thanks for coming, man. Really appreciate you, man. My fitness channel is going to be launching really soon. I'm not going to launch it until I've actually got like 3 or 4 videos already done and dusted, so I can you know, put it on. So hopefully by next weekend I'll have it up and running already. Really looking forward to it.
To the north or to the south or to the east or west. The Doppler radar unit is stationary and treats all returning signals alike, regardless of the directional source of the returned signal. And thus, with the spinning ball Earth that we are told exists, we've got a big problem. You see, if the Earth is rotating at somewhere between 750 to 1,000 miles per hour to the east, depending on the latitude of the radar unit, the Doppler effect would be totally negated by the Earth's rotation. Any echoes from the west would necessarily be moving away from the Doppler unit at 750 to 1,000 miles per hour, plus or minus the actual speed of the moisture that's moving itself, while echoes to the east would be rushing toward the radar unit at the same speed. All the other angles in between would create an almost infinite.
Yeah, it's good. It's totally separate from FE, Bailey. So, yeah, it's a fitness channel, mostly based on like calisthenics and eating healthy and all that stuff.
And nightmarish computation for the radar unit to sift through in order to make sense of the echoes received.
Okay, I don't see what's so funny about that.
I know. I was going to say your new channel is about flat stomach, not flat earth.
Yeah, but I'm saying this guy's laughing about this Doppler effect thing. I don't see what's so funny about why he's laughing there. Okay.
He's maybe trying to create a Doppler effect with his laugh. That's what he's doing.
Maybe. I see he's got another Coke and rum in.
That's the alcohol effect, not the Doppler effect.
Oh.
Wow, that was demonic laugh there. Wow.
That sounds painful, bro. It sounds very painful.
It does. It sounded like a blocked up nose. The air was forcing its way through it.
Are you sure he's not having a big O?
There's Craig's laugh again.
Oh my god, it's so cute. Look at him trying to do science.
It wasn't science, dude.
He doesn't even sound human anymore.
The guy didn't even say anything about science. He's talking about the Doppler effect and radar. What the bloody hell? I think this guy doesn't know what to answer, and that's why he's laughing, trying to buy time to figure out how he's going to rebut.
Well, at least an attempt was made. I mean, honestly, I should respond to flat Earth content more. To be honest, this stuff is gold.
DJD, I wouldn't be surprised, mate.
It's like, oh well, if the Earth is spinning at this rate, like obviously there should be a problem with picking up the signals. Blah blah blah. Blah. Okay, my guy, my brother in Christ.
Oh my god, it's just so silly.
Oh my word. And he's making fun of people in Christ now too. That's a bit going over the line for me.
Look, I'm not a Christian. I'm actually an atheist. For those of you who don't.
Yeah, then you can't be a brother in Christ, can you?
Can you say asshole?
Yeah, asshole.
No, so I just love saying that. I just think it's funny, like my brother in Christ.
It's called blasphemy, by the way, dude. Not something to be proud of.
Dude, okay. Ever heard of something called momentum? Okay.
Doppler effect.
He'll know about momentum when he stands up and tries to go to the toilet and just keeps falling.
Wow. So does he think air has momentum? Radar has momentum now, guys. What? The radio waves are traveling. The Doppler effect is sound traveling. Idiot.
Especially angular momentum, okay? Now, here's the thing. Things, okay, so the Earth is spinning, right? And things that are held down on the Earth's surface thanks to gravity also spin.
Sorry. That tower bolted to the ground is not held down by gravity. It's bolted down to the ground.
With the Earth. In fact, it's not just the things that are held in place by the ground, such as trees and roads and, lampposts and you and I and, anything else that's on the ground, the mountain chains, whatever the hell you want to bring up. It's not just that stuff that is, moving along with the spin of the Earth, okay? The atmosphere is as well, okay?
Atmos is unbonded, you ignorant twat. There's no such thing as Velcroed Atmos. What an idiot. Can anybody here show me Velcroed Atmos, please? Show me gas sticking to something, please. What the
If you did that, it's elastic, collision-y, would it?
Wow.
Who's teaching that?
And the thing is, the irony, this is supposed to be the guy claiming to be this intelligent teacher, and everybody else is just stupid. But the guy thinks gas is bonded and Velcro to Earth. Do you know they would fire you if you had to teach your children that, dude? Gas is unbonded, moves in all directions constantly. It is not a Velcro bonded substance. It's not a liquid. Oh.
In fact, the Coriolis force, which is, an atmospheric phenomena that we can witness, which...
He's gonna make himself even more dumb now. Okay, let's see this one.
Drives, I don't know, climate is because of this. Okay? For instance, the air that's straight above the equator is moving at a much faster rate than the air that's moving to the north or south of the equator.
Sorry, there's such things as wind? Yeah, air is fluid, not liquid, barely. Two different things. And last time I checked, wind goes in different directions, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Wind alone debunks his whole argument.
That's just when the Earth changes its spin real quick. Yeah. Back and forth.
What? Oh, wow. And Coriolis has nothing to do with climate. Exactly, Black Eyes.
Which means that if you have a cloud that forms around the equator, and if it moves either up, north of the equator or south, it's going to impact the way it moves, okay?
Oh, so it's not Velcroed anymore because it can move between latitudes. I thought he said it was Velcro to Earth, guys. Contradict yourself much. Yeah, a liquid is a fluid, but a fluid's not a liquid, Quinlan. Gases have fluid behavior. Gases are not liquids. Difference.
Like, this is why, well, at least one of the reasons why you even have, different climates around the Earth. It's the Coriolis force, which is a...
No. You have different climates around the Earth because of temperature inversions. Coriolis has got absolutely sweet bugger all to do with it. Wow. This guy should stop now. Exactly, Gleam. Velcro has little tiny hooks, and some can come loose.
A direct consequence from momentum and the Earth's spin.
No.
So if you bounce anything in our atmosphere with if you have a radar and you bounce anything within our atmosphere, that thing that you bounce off of, it's already going to follow the spin of the Earth. So what you're talking about is not a concern. Again, you would know all of this if you had actually paid attention in physics class in middle school.
Again, if you paid attention in physics school, you would know air is unbonded. It's not Velcroed to Earth. Should I say any more than that?
I don't think you should. You have to.
No?
Maybe repeat it 10 times.
Yeah.
It's yeah. Embarrassing yourself.
Like, I don't know, maybe you...
I would love to actually talk to this guy about Coriolis, because I can guarantee he doesn't know what Coriolis is.
You were one of the kids who wrote the short bus. I don't know.
More Craig laughter. He sounds exactly like Craig when he laughs.
Yeah. The evil spirit is coming out.
The bottom line is, there is no computation or correction for any Earth movement whatsoever. The radar unit interprets all echoes the same.
How do I put this? Gas never sits still, guys. They say gas is viscosity. Does gas ever sit still, people? No. So you can't have surface tension with gas to have your viscosity because it doesn't sit still. It's never ever static.
Regardless of the
I wish
compass
gravity
direction.
was real though, because then every time I farted in a crowd, they wouldn't smell it.
Yeah, it'll just go down to your feet. Exactly.
You just kick it away. There you go. I don't want to smell it.
Doppler radar would be a total impossibility on a moving Earth. It simply would not exist. It would not and could not work.
Yep, a brick has viscosity. But last time I checked, a brick doesn't move around like gases.
If the Earth is a spinning ball.
I mean, see, you say that, but you contradict yourself. Like, I mean, I don't even need to say anything here, novel on my own here. Like, I can just point out what you said before. You said yourself previously that the moisture needs to move with the radar. So you seem to acknowledge that things move with the spin of the...
Moisture moving with the radar doesn't mean the Earth is moving. There's no contradiction there. You're trying to stick in stuff that's not there. I think this guy's drank a bit too much rum and cokes, guys. He doesn't even know what he's saying anymore.
Yeah, he's just forgot about the coke now. It's just rum now.
Wow.
Like, dude.
Right, I'm calling
like,
charlatan.
Again, Beverly. Barely believable. Gas is unbonded. It's never static. It always moves in all directions. So wouldn't be able to have surface tension to be able to claim viscosity.
Do you think before you speak here? All right, let's move on to the next video. All right.
Another rum and coke?
You know,
Wow.
I think this is a video that I was supposed to debunk.
We're just gonna skip that one because we don't like it.
Ooh, Honey Jack Daniels.
Like over a year and a half ago or something.
What's up, man? Good to see you.
So yeah, it might be as much as 2 years ago. I don't know. It's a long time ago, regardless. But yeah. Apparently, this YouTuber has hired.
I mean, think about it, guys. To have viscosity, you have to have bonds. Gas is unbonded, so therefore can't have viscosity. It's just so simple as that.
Oh no.
Yeah. Duh.
That presenter guy that you can hire. I think he's on Fiverr or something, and you can hire him and do presentations for you. Yeah, so she or he has hired him and is presenting the video for them. But anyway, let's go.
What we know to be true from what we simply believe to be true. Some people turn to science for help with this, but real science can never offer us truth.
Oh, okay. So when it comes to I hate when these people bring up concepts like truth and whatnot because
Of course you would hate when people bring up truth. Because you don't stand for truth when you believe in the globe. So obviously you're going to hate when people bring up, quote in your words, the concept of truth. Do you know truth is not a concept? It's either true or it's not. That's not a concept.
You bastards!
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's...
Oh my god, they just get it!
Look, I don't even deal with concepts like truth. To me,
Truth's not a concept. It's either true or it's not. There's no concept in that.
That's crazy.
So the guy doesn't even know what a concept is, guys. This is embarrassing.
How can truth be a concept?
Okay, let's put it this way. Is it true that you ate today, PJ?
It is absolutely true. I ate today.
So it's a concept that you ate. You didn't literally eat. It's not true.
No,
it's a concept.
I ate just by thinking about it.
Wow. Damn.
doesn't really matter.
Today?
Sorry?
Did you conceive some food today?
Conceive some food, yeah.
You conceptualized that you ate.
Yeah, absolutely. The best way to eat. The best way to eat. You don't put on weight. Yeah.
Exactly, Sleeping. He is a dumbass. The guy doesn't know science. He doesn't know Coriolis. He wouldn't know anything if it hits him in the face.
Science, like we don't talk about truth in science to begin with. We talk about, okay, what has evidence and what has not.
No. In science, you figure out the cause for an effect. That is truth. Is it true that you require heat energy to create a fire? Yes. It's always true. Heat energy, fire. Get it? That's true. It's not a concept. It's true. It's proven. No matter your belief, it stays true and it stays proven.
What can be disproven and what can't? And what has, withstood attempts at being disproven over and over and over again. Like, you form a hypothesis and then you try to mercilessly, and I do mean mercilessly, disprove that hypothesis. And if you just...
That's false. You observe a natural phenomena, you create your hypothesis.
Like how he accuses us of being liars and then lies.
Yeah, you create your hypothesis, and you do experimentation, and systematic experimentation, might add, on your hypothesis. You either validate or invalidate the hypothesis. Someone else will come and try and invalidate your hypothesis or validate your hypothesis. Get it? If it is validated, no matter what you're going to do, how many times different people do it, you will always get the same result. Heat energy always give fire. Get it? Can't have high fire without heat energy. So, get it? I think this guy gets his hints from FTFE, guys. He probably thinks time is an independent variable as well.
Just can't. And you've thrown everything and the kitchen sink at it, okay? If you've done anything you can to try and disprove that hypothesis, then eventually it may be upgraded to a so-called theory, which would sit...
Okay. I don't think this guy knows what a theory is either.
My scientific theories.
But you see, this is the same guy that thinks gravity is scientific, guys. So obviously he's going to have this notion of pseudoscience as real science.
Yeah, Luke, the sun certainly isn't fire. Not that we know of, anyway.
They say it's plasma.
Yeah, I would say it's more likely. I don't know for sure, but...
But how do we know for sure?
Exactly. Certainly not a gas ball.
Did you guys hear of the latest warning, apparently, that might happen this year? A huge solar flare that might wipe out the internet for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, my
All
God.
electronics. We're going to go back to the dark ages. Yeah. Just fear-mongering again.
Dystopian state by...
Why would that be a problem? Maybe we'd all go back to being normal again. Being paranoid about stupid stuff, come on. Like, it might wake us up again.
That's true.
Do you really think people today can live without electricity and an internet?
Yes.
Come on.
We can. Hey, homeless people do it every day. Think about it.
Yeah,
People, it's the businesses that rely on it more, right? They've integrated it. They're the ones that push the integration and the quote unquote supposed reliability and how much easier it's going to make everything. And come find out.
How would their smart system and all their Bitcoin and all their crypto money and all that work without the internet?
It won't exist anymore.
What would they need their new system for if we don't have internet?
Exactly.
Maybe that's when they're gonna kick on Elon Musk's new internet. You know what I mean? With the Starlink, they got that new internet coming.
It's special.
Mm-hmm.
You just put this chip in your head and you'll have internet again.
40,000 G, yeah.
Oh, maybe that's how they sell the Neuralink, huh? I like it.
Because people are literally... Think about it. People today are actually... they need their fix. Without the internet, they are fixed to the internet. If you want to have it so bad, you'll accept having that Neuralink then.
Yeah, definitely.
Simply just means that it's withstood being disproven. Okay, it's held up under falsification. Doesn't mean that it's the truth. It just means that it's a model that has not been able to be disproven.
Last time I checked, if I have enough heat energy to cause fire, it will always happen, right? That's the truth. If I take a lighter and I light something on fire with a lighter, it's true it will always happen, correct, guys?
Yeah, as soon as it reaches this flash point, bam, it's gonna light
So
on
it
fire. I'm
happens.
chopping wood right now, and trust me, it lights on
Yeah.
fire, even when it's wet.
Yeah, it's not conceptually a theory that a lighter makes things catch on fire. That's crazy. Oh man.
Well, I mean, there's different ways of doing
But
it.
you
Yeah,
see,
a
the
torch
problem
usually works very, very effectively.
But you see, the reason they say this nonsense is because they have things like gravity that was never scientific to begin with. And because they keep changing it and changing everything based on the globe model, they need to keep things in a level of, no, it's disproven. It's never proven. Because they can't have science prove things, correct? Because how can you have things prove if you keep changing it?
And all their disproofs are usually theories, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, they're just pseudoscientists. That's the thing at the end of the day.
So it's probably very close to the truth, but there is no claim that it is the truth. Okay? So this concept of truth is something you have to like put aside in science. Like, are we getting closer and closer to the so-called truth? With our...
Yep, gravity comes from the alchemist.
Well, do we even need? I was going to say, do we even need science if it's not really going to find the truth? Because isn't that what it's supposed to be? It's studying the truth and find out why things are and what causes everything, so that way we know how to deal with it and how to survive it and whatever, right?
Yep.
Isn't that the whole theory of it? I mean, isn't that the whole reason why we started the scientific community in the first place?
Yep.
Was so we could understand how chemistry works and all that. Like, come on, guys. Like, this is a ridiculous argument, right?
I totally agree with you, Ryan. I feel like he was just saying, like, basically in science we can't figure anything out, and like, yeah, like so what's the point? You might as well toss
because it's
science
all
out the
just
window.
theories, you might as well throw fucking the truth out, right? Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
There's no point without the truth, is there?
I'm passionate about the truth.
There's no light without the truth. So what would be the point? He's right.
Our models being improved.
I'm glad you guys agree with me, though. I was worried.
We can't.
Yeah, no, absolutely agree, man. Absolutely.
Hey, Keith Fern. Yeah, this guy is getting kind of boring. I don't know how much more. It's like 8 minutes left. Maybe we can get through it, hopefully. If he's actually going to have any rebuttal.
Well, if we just go straight through and just keep making our funny comments and not stopping. Just laugh right over it.
Claim to have the truth. And that's fine. That's fine. That's perfectly fine.
The best science can ever say is, here's a useful theory that seems to describe the elements of our world in a way in which it's useful to us for our current purposes. The conclusions drawn aren't truth. They're simply our best understanding of our reality based on the limited information we have available to us in this particular moment. Science can look at swans and collect data about their color. The collected data can be analyzed, put through a statistical analysis software, interpreted through ideas about colors and feathers, and from this we can draw the conclusion that all swans are white.
All swans are white.
Yeah. Like it. Very fair.
Why? Because the data says so. That's why I say statistical science is not scientific, guys. Hey, Tony Whitcomb, thank you very much for your £20 super chat, mate. Really, really appreciate it. It says support for your sanity in the world of lies. I really appreciate all the support, man. You guys rock. And yeah, I think I needed that rest I took. It really, really does help. But yeah, you guys rock. Thank you for your support, Tony. Thank you for your support, everybody else. You guys are awesome. You guys help me keep sane.
and replicate this study and come to the same conclusion again and again. And then some lunatic from the lunatic fringe might come along claiming to have seen a black swan. Crazy black swan conspiracy theorist. So science, as it's practiced today, will ignore him or simply mock him and ridicule him because we don't have the time for a meeting of the Black Swan Society.
Okay, so you're basically, you know, perverting this whole black swan, white swan.
No, he said it quite correct. That's exactly what happens. Statistics says all swans are white. Why? Because all the data says it's all white. He comes and says, but hang on, I got a black swan that I saw. No, you're just a crazy person. The data says there's only white swans, so you're wrong. He's actually very right. He's actually very right.
Allegory that is, you know, very much attached to the idea of falsification. The whole idea of this allegory to begin with is simply that, look, science needs to be falsifiable. Like modern science is built on falsification. The whole idea behind it is that, let's say that all the swans that we have, you know, observed so far are white, okay? So we then have a hypothesis that all the swans are white, okay? If we then observe a swan that is black, obviously we've just, you know, just like that, we've disproven the hypothesis that all swans are white.
First of all, that's not a hypothesis because it's not a cause for an effect relationship. Okay? That's not science. You're supposed to have picked that up, you Mr. Science teacher. Oh, wow. Because that's not a how question. That's a how can we say, what's the question he's giving? That's a is question.
Yeah, what is?
Yeah.
Also, I mean, they're basically contradicting themselves, right? Because he's basically showing how science can never, like, commit to anything or say anything is something to its fullest extent, all right, or fully assured of that, because there's always something that they don't know, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they're basically saying they should always be open to new ideas and never speak as if, you know, they know something, but then they say, oh, but we know all this stuff, gravity, blah, 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 ball earth, blah, 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 yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. You see, they always need some kind of back door. I think that's the thing that they have at the end of the day. They're trying to always have a back door to be able to, oh, no, but you see, something can always change. They want to rely on science being the all-powerful knowing tool. But as soon as you want to use science to show them wrong, they don't, no, you're not allowed to do that.
They want it to be flexible.
Yeah.
To not call it the truth.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Yeah, you don't know what science is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's disproven. That it's been falsified, okay? We have to make a correction. Then we can say, okay, most swans are white. Right? That would be accurate. So now we have improved our model, okay? We've you know, improved our hypothesis. Because it didn't cut.
She's 9 weeks old now.
Oh, there she is. Beautiful. Oh, huge. She's tiny.
She's tiny, yeah.
Wait, I missed it. Wait, I'm looking now. Pick her up again. Where's she at? Damn it. I'll go back and watch the video. It's all good.
Yeah, go back.
She's a lapdog, right? She's small?
Yeah.
Did you say she was some kind of terrier or something? I forgot what kind of breed that you said.
A
Yorkie or
a Yorkie, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Specific Yorkie, but I can't remember the name.
Richie says there's no sound flash.
Yeah, I had to put my mic down.
Oh, Right.
Yeah, but I picked it up again.
The mustard, originally. It didn't take into account the nuances of the world, if you will, the complexities, if you will. But that's what this allegory is supposed to represent. It's not supposed to represent what you think it does.
Yeah, Moomin, Yoki.
You know, so either you don't understand.
I love that. That sounds like something a father would say to his son because his son is right and he knows that he can't argue with him. Right, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't this guy sound like somebody trying to say he knows how to interpret the Bible or something like that?
Huh.
Don't all atheists think they can?
No, that's true. You've convinced Barely Believable that the Earth's flat just because you got a cute dog.
Oh,
you can convince yourself of anything, but does that really mean it's true, right? You know, like we have to be rational here.
Yeah,
that's true.
You see, Oren, the nice thing about these dogs is they don't lose hair. The only way you can get their hair out is if you brush them, so that the hair gets stuck in the brush. So no issue so far. She's really great.
And the whole point of his allegory to begin with, or you know what it is and you're just cynically trying to pervert it on purpose to mislead your viewers. In that case, I mean, you are just absolutely rotten to the core, a terrible human being, I have to say. You know, I think it is absolutely vile to try and mislead people on purpose like that. It's.
What has he misled? He literally told you what your pseudoscience is. You take systematical data, and your data says, based on your current data, all swans are white. Full stop. That's how your pseudoscience reality works. Someone comes along and says, hang on, but there's a black swan, which disproves you, instead of taking, let's look at it. No, you guys don't understand science. You're just a conspiracy theorist. That's exactly what happens in reality, mate. That's how it works. Now he's trying to call him a disgusting human being. What? Dude.
Well, that's what charlatans do, right?
Yeah.
I think people who do that are the lowest of the low.
Yeah, then you should take your own advice. You teach your children, your own students, that gravity is a force, and you know gravity is not a force. So you're actually a hypocrite. Well done.
Or he's not a teacher and he's lying.
No, I think he's a teacher. I think he's just a hypocrite. Maybe teach your children gravity is not a force. How's that sound? Because that's actually what gravity is not, a force.
You know, just like people who play music loudly on the bus. It's like, have you people heard of something called, you know, headphones or earbuds? You know, like why do you play music on the phone so everyone can hear it? Like why?
So people like you can appreciate the music. Tim Chin, Flatzoid, careful, your right shoulder is on fire.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he's done now because just talking nonsense. Oh, wow. That was insane. LJ said we have to look at this from 11/18/50, correct? Apparently this is the guy's T-Jump and Mark Reed's best evidence for the moon landing. Okay, you guys ready?
Yep.
Then before we go into our closing statements, so thank you everybody for your super chats. If you don't get the super chat in before we finish this one up, we're gonna go to closing statements. LJ says, as another one comes in, LJ says, Doctor, provide your #1 proof we are on a globe.
Okay, that's no problem. First of all, if you look at a ship going out over the ocean, you can see it's slowly getting down. The water rises up as the ship goes down. I mean, you can see that anybody who has a proper camera. Now, what the flat earthers try to do is they zoom in, they zoom out, they say, oh, this is just a zoom effect. But if you just zoom in on the ship and you just watch it go down over the over the horizon.
Watch it go down. What the hell is he talking about? Has anybody seen a ship go down over horizon?
He's talking about if you zoom in on the ship and it's still going out to sea, that eventually it will still disappear. So he says, well, that must be still going over a curve. That's what he's trying to say, I think. This is obviously not true, but I mean,
yeah,
because if you were to go up, up the coast about 3 or 4 miles and then look back down at from a 90-degree, and look back at it, you see that the ship's moving from left to right and it's not going over a curve at all. But it appears to be from where you were standing before. So I wonder what happened there.
Exactly. And as it goes off in the distance, it appears to go down below a curve while still standing straight up the whole time. It's very strange.
You call it a vanishing point, I believe. It's a really good word.
Yeah.
You want to put a hotel?
Yeah, but it's not disappearing. It just appears to be because it gets condensed, right? Because, when you're looking at something that's completely flat, or, especially the water, and you're looking over a long distance, you're going to see everything gets scrunched together in your vision because your eyes they only work a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So that's just apparently that's just how your eye sees it. But when you analyze it from all the angles, you realize that it's not doing that. It just appears to be because it just does. It's like, I think it's called compressing. That's what it's called.
Compression, yeah.
Is T-Jump growing his hair down one side, has he?
Yeah.
Well, I ain't seen him for ages. The last time I seen him, his hair was really short.
That's the first time I've actually seen him smile, to be honest.
Yeah, he's usually whining. Moderator, cut. You know what I mean? Silence him.
Okay, he says we must go look here at this timestamp to see Mark Reed's face turn red.
Go there.
Oh.
Elon Musk, maybe.
Jeffrey Bezos. Anyways, let's carry on. LJ says, "Hey sheep, how was the U.S. flag blowing on the moon?"
It wasn't. It was just basically it had a wire up the top that kept it up because otherwise it would have just slowly fallen down. And the blowing that you're seeing, that isn't wind. That's just when they're putting it in, when there's sort of forces working on it, it's being held up by the wire, but it's not still.
Momentum.
Yeah, momentum. Yeah, essentially. Yeah, the thing that gets me is if it was all a stage kind of thing and filmed in a sound stage that was all fake, there wouldn't be an end of wind either. So I don't understand why this question.
Oh, really? And why was the flag wet, Mark? Ever asked that question?
Wind. Come on.
Yeah, and what wind? You don't have wind on the moon.
The sun is what causes the wind. It's heating up of that gas, and that gas does get heated up, so it does change its effect, which causes all those gradients and all that. There's all kinds of reasons why there's gradients, but that's just one of them.
That's crazy. Hey, TB, what's
up? Are you guys one of those conspiracy theorists that believes in fans?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's amazing how they try and defend these moon landing and rubbish.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. We had a nice long show tonight, guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we did.
I mean, even when I was still a glober, the moon landing made no sense to me when you looked into it. You know what I mean? Still believed in space. Still believed the moon was a rock. I just didn't believe anybody had gone there. You know what I mean? That was it.
But I also got a question for his momentum, though. His conservation of momentum argument. Why is it the flag kept on moving long after they stuck it in the ground? Does it have inevitable momentum? Does it always keep momentum? Really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because the moon is moving too, so it's kind of just, it's like when you see a boat going by with a flag on it and it's just like flapping in the wind. He also said that without the little wire on the top of the flag, like the flag would just fall down, but isn't that environment supposed to
gravity, yeah.
Yeah, so wouldn't it be, especially something like that, because they were supposedly jumping in the air and floating around a little bit, you know what I mean? So something as light as a flag needed to be held up. That's just very strange.
It's really weird, eh? Yeah, what happened to mass attracting mass?
Yeah, it's got to say, like when it faced the Earth more, then the flag would face towards the Earth. It would point towards the Earth, wouldn't it?
It's crazy.
Exactly.
So you guys have any closing statements to make?
I think enough's been said. Oh,
if I said any more, the show would last another 2 hours, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that 8 minutes could last 2 hours. Yeah. Just hand waving everything. Like you say, he didn't give any answers to anything. It was just one more rum and coke and one more hand wave and one more feelings and expressions of incredulity. Do you know what I mean? That was it.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question. I wonder if he watches his own videos and then analyzes them like he does everything else.
I doubt it. I think he just drinks and says stupid stuff.
Exactly.
I'm wondering if it was rum and coke or rum and coke, you know?
It was rum and coke.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's why he kept on laughing so funny, because he was high.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I
Not
thought
that I'm
too
not, but, you know.
when it says it on the screen.
Yeah.
I think they call that Coke and rum instead of rum.
Yeah.
But I want to say thank you guys for coming. Appreciate you guys.
Cool.
It was a nice long show.
Yeah, it was. It went by quickly.
I'm surprised he went through his whole video. I didn't think we were going to get halfway.
Well, usually we don't, but we were better this time. I shut it up a little bit.
Well, yeah, it was quite insane. But yeah, guys, do you have a show later tonight, Hammer?
Still getting everything set up. I gotta get excuse me. Gotta get my stuff transferred over to OBS, but we're almost there. We're almost ready for launch. And kind of like you were saying with the new channel, because I had some ideas on what I wanted to do. I just never really took off with it. I tried to kind of work with other people or whatever. We're gonna figure it out though. But like I said, I got a way better platform machine thing to do the streaming, because what I was using before was just basically like a little kid's toy.
Yeah, I can see it. It looks like a monster now. So I think it's gonna do the job.
I'm excited. So I got some ideas. I might even take some stuff from the past couple of shows, because even just hanging out with dude yesterday and today, it's been some good stuff. I got some good ideas even from that, bro. I just gotta sit down.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to your new
Did I
channel,
get that
dude.
link?
Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, did I get that link? You want to post that link again before we close?
Yeah, I'll get it to you.
For anybody, yeah. I
think
want to make
so.
sure I check you
There
out.
we go.
You turn on later.
I posted it again, guys, for you in the chat.
Thank you very much.
I've got it on my clipboard or pinned there if it never needs to get put up. So
Yeah, I put it in the YouTube chat for everybody again.
Thank you very much.
Shot. So I just want to say thank you guys for coming. Really appreciate it. It was a nice long show. So I think it was awesome. Thank you guys for your super chats, for hitting the likes and sharing the show. Appreciate all the support on the channel, guys. You guys are awesome. So yeah, I'll see you guys all tomorrow night for another special stream. Many blessings, and may the pressure be with you. Cheers.